Hi there, my name is Tatiana.
And I'm Tom.
And we're here to talk to you about our tea magic box.
So, our very first made box. What's in it? We're going to show you today. Here's the box. This is how it's going to arrive when it comes to people's doors in May. Got some nice wording around the side. Let us know what you think. And inside, we're going to be offering 4 different teas and an infuser glass.
Exactly.
Not only that, but we also have a lot of information to share as well. So, I think we should get straight into the tea tasting. I'm really excited. I've got all this stuff, but to be honest, I'm going to get to that later. Let's just dive straight in. So we boiled the kettle, we've got our lemons, and the very first thing we're going to start off with is, oh man, our butterfly pea.
Butterfly PT.
So in the box we're going to have a butterfly PT, organic Genmaicha, organic Tieguanyin, and these lovely flowering teas that
are surprise teas because we thought it's so funny to see them unfurl, and if you actually don't know how the flower inside will look like, it's quite a cool surprise. We always get excited to see, what's it going to be.
So TeaPro is all about giving you premium loose leaf quality teas and helping you understand what makes each one so special. So with Butterfly PT, I think, correct me where I go wrong, the most exciting thing about it is its colour. And the colour of Butterfly PT is a really shockingly beautiful blue.
Yes.
And the perfect vessel with which to experience this is in our infuser glass. So we got these infuser glasses with 3 pieces for you because you have a little lid, which means you can keep the heat in. You have
the infuser bit, which has holes in it, and it really allows the tea to expand, which maybe for the herbal teas isn't as important, but for any Camellia sinensis teas, it's especially oolongs that are really, really tightly put together into little balls. Once they unfurl, they need the space.
Did you know Butterfly PT is called Clitoria tenatiae, and that is because there is a certain resemblance in the flower to something that resembles that name. I'm not going to be too explicit about what that is.
No, not at all. Not in the dry flower, but when it's still fresh and growing, we included a picture and you'll have a look. Alright, so it's already getting quite bluish, and you can actually see how the color of the flower is getting into the water and infusing slowly. It's really beautiful to see.
The really exciting thing for me about this box is that all of the teas that we picked have a sense of magic about them. There's something exciting about each tea that's going to blow you away. Now, in and of itself, having a blue tea would be quite exciting, I would think. However, there is a little secret that some people know about, but not everyone. So if you don't know about this...
Probably most people who follow us on Instagram know it really well, because I'm really excited about the colour change.
And this colour change is going to be as a result of this squeeze of lemon.
Yes. So what we could do is, we don't want to over steep this because it might turn too blue. By the way, I love doing this. Woo. Right, and then...
And that's not much tea in there, is there?
No. Exactly, this is probably not even 1 gram. And we're sending you 12 grams of this one because it's just so bulky and very, very light. It can hardly fit into this little pouch that we've got.
So they're very light, and about a teaspoon is what you're looking for to be able to get this amazing colour. So, the colour change. What is it all about? Well, lemon is not only a really good accompaniment for your tea, it tastes delicious, but it also is very acidic. So,
go for it.
What does acidity do to Butterfly PT?
It's amazing to see how quickly that happens, right?
Wow.
And it's so beautiful, beautiful and purple.
That's magic. I appreciate that a lot. And not only that, but it also tastes delicious.
It
has a
does.
number of health benefits. It's really good at relaxing you. It has no caffeine whatsoever.
And I personally really like it with lemon, actually. I think that's my favorite.
Other
This
good
particular
accompaniments would be lemongrass. Similar sort of flavour to accompany the butterfly pea tea. For me, I actually really like
nice.
it blue and with nothing added whatsoever. I think it's a really calming, lovely herbal drink.
Definitely. Cool. So, next on the list, we're gonna put it into this glass because we're running out, is the blooming tea. And blooming teas, it's absolutely incredible how they're being made. Imagine they're using silver needle, white tea, or green tea is also very, very popular for this one. They take dried flowers and they bind them together and create beautiful shapes. And then they put it all into a bowl and dry it. Once hot water comes into it, it expands and unfurls into a beautiful flower inside your tea. For it to expand well, we would recommend using quite hot water, almost boiling water.
We tend to re-steep these 5-6
Yeah.
times. They really can last a while.
Yeah.
So it's a good tea if you're looking to have multiple steeps. It's a good tea if you've got friends over and you want to give them a bit of wow factor. The reason we've done all of the magic in this box is because 1 month we're doing something that's going to educate you about the magic of tea. In the next months we're going to focus on individual tea types and what makes up those tea types and makes them so special as well. So I'm going to flash in front of your face this card, and this card is your portal to adventure. It's going to detail out every single step we're going to take you through in terms of what the name of the box is and what makes it up, and you can keep track of where you are in your tea journey by adding stickers. So
Yay.
these holes are for stickers, and we've got stickers for each one. The sticker that's going to accompany this box is adventure.
Because you are going on an adventure with us and we're so excited. And when we first discovered the premium loose leaf teas, we were blown away by the taste, by the aroma, and I think that we considered ourselves before proper, tea drinkers living in the UK.
Yeah, we thought we were pretty good.
We thought we know everything about the tea, and then our minds were blown by the variety of and the taste of all these amazing teas that we keep discovering. And we just really want to share our discoveries with you.
So to give you a little flavour, the next box is going to be white gold, and it's going to be all about white tea.
Yes.
We're then going to go on to shades of green, exploring the extraordinary world of green tea. Black and yellow,
Black tea and yellow tea and...
you know what it is.
Yes.
That's what I was looking
All right.
for.
Yes.
Chaiwala, looking at the chai tea, looking at the spice teas, looking at the Indian infused way in which they do things so differently. It's going to be very interesting. And then we're moving on to pu'ers, matchas, rubios, oolongs, herbal, fruit coolers in your summer, yerba mate, and that's the 12 months, and that's just every type of tea you could ever imagine, ready for you to enjoy and educate yourself on all the different varieties that sit within those types of tea, why there are different varieties of these types, and therefore helping you to get to grips with what is a really, on the face of it, simple, but once you dig into it, complex world of flavours.
What we try and do is kind of guide you through it a little bit and take you by the hand with us on this journey and showing you the teas that are really worthwhile. I mean, when we started selecting teas, we really tried so many different types and varieties before we decided to pick, the best ones into our box. So what we do is we really just select the best teas for you.
Absolutely. This one's starting to go.
Yeah,
I'm very excited.
I know.
It's a lot of suspense.
I know, I'm so tempted to give it a little poke.
I will
but
leave it.
I will. What we could do is we can meanwhile move on to oolong.
Good plan.
Yes? Shall we do that?
So this oolong is a Tieguanyin, And Tieguanyin stands for the Iron Goddess of Mercy, which is a brilliant name. And it's actually, if you look across the whole of the tea that we have in the UK, the most expensive one on average. And we wanted to bring this in our magic box because it really is something that tends to get people into tea and push them beyond what they may have been drinking before. And there's no secret that I think we all start our journey with a nice cup of builders. We put our tea bag in, we put our milk in, we wait 2 minutes maybe, and we end up with something that is a little bit bitter, a little bit milky, maybe add some sugar. And that for me is, I think, how most people get into tea. Maybe you are different, but certainly in the UK, 95% of tea tends to be drunk in bags. And the most popular type is certainly the English breakfast.
Definitely.
So for us, I think this is the gateway. This is the tea that's beyond the wow factor, that one that you're going to go for the sake of flavour alone. This tea is going to turn me into a loose leaf addict. So unlike the butterfly pea tea, it has some caffeine, so it's good for getting you going, for focusing the mind, giving you that kind of kick in the morning if that's what you're looking for. And the way in which they prepare it, they end up to actually roll the leaves into these really stunning balls. And these balls, once you add the water in, start to unfurl, and you realise just how whole these leaves are, and the taste and everything else to do with it. I think once you've got that steep perfectly down, is unbelievable. We recommend on our packs to brew for 2 minutes at 90 degrees Celsius, but I recommend experimenting. And there's so many different styles to way in which people brew tea. We tend to be quite new school, if you don't mind me saying so. There's certainly a lot of people who would exclusively drink this sort of tea out of a Yixing pot in a gongfu style, where they would load up a huge amount of tea into that pot so that the infusions are really quick and maybe down to about 20 or 30 seconds.
Exactly. Sometimes people recommend to rinse your tea. With this one, I think it's okay. You can do it if you want to, you don't have to. You can, as Tom already said, experiment what you prefer, what tastes best.
We end up to try and maximize the amount of tea and the amount of steeps that we go for. There'll be some people who will tell you that that's maybe not exactly what you should do. You should only do it in the gongfu style. But this is a bit more grandpa style. And that's something that we can go into on a later video. But certainly new school with an old school flavour. That's what I like to think with grandpa style.
Yeah.
Chuck it in, get it brewing, get it nice and hot in types that we've got here. Cool it down when you're looking at some of the more subtle teas, such as white tea, which are really sensitive. But these ones we're brewing from about 95 down to about 85 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, exactly. And this oolong you can really re-steep up to 5-6 times, depending obviously on how long the steeping time is for you. But we tend to re-steep it about 4 or 5 times at least, and it still retains the flavor. So it's really, really good value in the end of it. You know, in a little pouch like this, you have 20 grams, and you would use about, well, we recommend about 2-3 grams per steep. And you know, if you make the calculation, you're pretty much sorted for the whole month. We've got one tea left to show you.
Popcorn!
Yay! If you're feeling hungry, I'm feeling a bit hungry. Actually, Genmaicha is considered any green tea mixed with rice. So sometimes it can be bancha, sometimes it's sencha. In our occasion, we chose sencha, which is a bit more premium than bancha. And it's got this beautiful rice corns in it. I'm gonna just pour it in here. We ran out of glasses, we should have brought more, which is fine. It's just we won't be able to decant it, unfortunately.
So with bancha you would end up with a slightly higher brewing temperature. We've left the kettle out for a bit of time. With sencha it's actually a little bit on the less side. So you can experiment yourselves, but as a general guide, if you're going with bancha, that's going to be a little bit longer rather than sencha. All of the information sitting here, and the reason it's called popcorn tea as well is because of that popcorn looking style. It's also called roasted rice tea. It's also called Genmaicha. Genmaicha being clearly the Japanese word that's a little less anglified.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so this is pretty much it. And what we can do, we can do another video maybe just describing the individual teas. But in this one, it was literally just an introduction to tell you about all the different teas that will be in the upcoming May box. So the May box is still available to order until end of April, because this is where we have to know how many boxes we'll be sending out, and we will send it out first week of May. So if you haven't checked it out yet, please do, because we just really want for you to start the journey from day one with us. Obviously you can join us later in the month.
You can join at any time within the 12 journeys that we have across all the months. You can decide to pause, you can decide to
very flexible.
Miss a box if you want to, it's not a problem. But to be an early adopter, to be the first with us on this journey, we'd be very excited to have you with us.
Exactly. So yeah, this is it. Leave us in comments actually, what is your favorite tea? What tea you're most excited about and really want to try? Maybe there are some teas that you have already tried and you have certain things to say about them. But we believe that the teas that we picked for our first box are really special teas. They're teas that have a special connection, that we have a special connection to, that kind of got us excited about tea in the first place. And I think that sharing this passion and this journey with you would be just a wonderful thing to do.
Come and TeaPro with us. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for joining and watching.
Thank
really
you.
Appreciate it. Have a great rest of your time off if you're away. If you're not, enjoy your time back at work, and we'll see you again on the next video.
Yay! Bye!